Hey everybody, Gabe Jenkins back with you. We're going to talk about rectangles right now. We just did lines and circles. Now we're going to work on rectangles. It's going to be super easy. Quick thing to note before I kind of start showing you this, I have my dynamic input button turned on. I have my snaps settings turned on. It will be helpful, the dynamic settings necessary for this video. The other one maybe not so, but it's just kind of like good to get in the habit of looking at your settings and making sure they're the way you want them to be. So let's talk about rectangles real quick. Rectangles show up here in the drawing set of tools, and it's the one that looks like a rectangle. And if you click on the drop-down menu, you'll see right here, it's in the same little bigger button as the polygon tool, which we'll learn about a little bit later. The rectangle tool is pretty straightforward. When you hover over it, it tells you how it works, right? It creates a rectangular polyline from the specified rectangle, blah, blah, blah. It's basically what it's doing is it's creating a rectangle that AutoCAD thinks of as one element, right? It thinks of this thing not as four separate lines, but it thinks of it as four things that are all combined into one rectangle, right? So let's make a rectangle. Click on rectangle, and I start to move my cursor around. I can say I want to start it at the origin by saying 0, 0 and specifying that first corner. I can do that, or I can just click. Watch what happens when I click once and move my cursor up. Because I have dynamic input settings turned on, it's given me two dialog boxes here that ask me what I want to do. The very first thing it's going to ask about is the width. And so if we look at our drawing that we're going to do over there with drawing number 3, the largest rectangle out there, the one that's this one over here, the dimensions tell us that it's 10 units wide and it's 6 units tall, right? So if I come over here and I've kind of just moved, you don't even need to move it. Like, so I've seen people go like, oh, I'm going to make it super close to 10, and don't worry about that, right? You don't need to do that. So if you just type in 10, okay, and then you hit tab and move over to the other box, and you type in the height of this dimension, we'll say 6, and hit enter, it's going to make you a 10 by 6 10 by 6 rectangle. In this case, it's really small, so let me zoom in on it by using the scroll wheel. So I zoomed in, all right? So that's a 10 by 6 rectangle. Now, say I want to make another rectangle, and this time it's going to be 5.2 by 1.2. So I click my rectangle tool here. I think I can also, down in the command line, if you're the kind of person who likes to do this stuff, if you like to type it in, you can type it in, and you can see rectang gives you a rectangle tool, right? This one's going to be 5.2, so I click a starting point, and I'm going to say 5.2, tab over to the other one. This one's going to be 1.2, enter, and now I have a 5.2 by 1.2 rectangle. Now, one of the things that's interesting is that I have my settings turned on. This might be helpful for you when you do your assignment today or not. One of the things I have set as a noteworthy point is the geometric center. So that's turned on. Now, we haven't learned how to use the move tool or the copy tool yet, but just as a quick preview, if I click the move tool, I can just kind of highlight this thing. I want to move that thing. I hit enter. It's going to ask me where I want to pick it up. Because I have geometric center turned on, I can pick that up here, move it over where I want it to go, stick it there, and it's done. Okay? So it's a really easy thing. You might want to be able to do that for today's assignment. All right, everybody. That's the rectangle tool. Very simple. Have a wonderful day. All right.